I don't know who it is or anything, but
she's a really cool person.
I let them just book it, and then I just show up, and then sometimes the girls are super hot, and sometimes the girls are
whatever.
not as hot, but still unbelievably beautiful and
it's all about what's on the inside.
Yeah, inside is big, but sometimes the inside smells worse than the outside, you know? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to No Jumper, the coolest podcast in the world. And I'm in here today with my boy Mikki. We're in here for our third ever interview. You better not have the girl's name that we're talking about. That was a funny dialogue before, but if you put the girl's name that we were talking about, I just don't want her to know how checked out I am, that I just show up.
Well, you told me specifically how excited you are for her to come next week.
Boom, that's good. Yeah. Because the reality is I just show up. Yeah. And it's like roll the dice.
Yeah. Well, you got other things to focus on.
Yeah, like that cheese stick wrapper right there. What's that? Oh, that's off the water.
Oh, it's from the water.
Okay,
I take every label off. Yeah.
I'll put it right here so nobody can see it. Yeah. Mikki, how you living? What's going on, dog?
Yeah, good. Everything's good.
Yeah?
Everything's good. That's half a lie. I don't feel that great. I feel like hungover, you know?
Were you drunk yesterday?
No, I'm 10 years sober. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like once in a while, I think I just get like wear myself a little thin, don't sleep good, don't eat right.
Really?
You know?
What were you doing last night? You got bad habits?
Not particularly. I spent most of the afternoon and evening working, and then this chick I've been seeing came over like 1 a.m. So I had to give her some attention. Just kept me up a little later than I wanted.
Okay, because weren't you in like a long-term relationship at some point over the last couple of years?
Yeah, basically
it's been 3 years since I podded with you, I think.
Since the last one?
We did 2 pods 3 years ago, and I think that was it.
I don't know. But almost my whole life consists of long-term relationships.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So but no, the first time I had you on, you were talking about how you were like hundreds of chicks.
Used to. We were talking about what I used to be
I think at that time you were talking right now. That's what you're doing. Maybe you stopped soon after.
Maybe.
I think.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know, like when I'm single, I'm fully single.
Okay.
But I'm like a long-term relationship guy. In the last 17 years, 15 of those years were long-term relationships between 5 girls.
But right now you're just kind of playing the field, figuring some stuff out.
I wouldn't say I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm playing the field. Like I'm seeing, you know, like somebody more serious than I'm seeing anybody else.
Okay. So that's better? You think that's healthier for you than having this like extremely long, drawn out, crazy escapade lifestyle that you were talking about?
Yeah.
You talked about booking the whole floor of the hotel. Mm-hmm. No offense, but a lot of people found that kind of shockingly hard to believe.
Sure. I would have trouble believing it. First of all, I look like a bridge troll. There is nothing about me that says this guy's attractive and women should like him.
But you got the Riz. You can chat.
Sure.
You got the Riz, I got the Tiz.
What's the Tiz?
Like autism.
Yeah. Sure.
No, I stole that because I heard that that's what they say in Silicon Valley is like you need the Riz and the Tiz, meaning like you need a little bit of like social skills and ability to carry a conversation, and then you also have to be autistic.
Yeah, I don't know about the autistic side, but yeah, sure. I talk good. I talk to girls well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good at talking to girls. Sure.
Okay. Sure. And so I remember last time that we talked, you were going into detail about how you were basically starting like a line of rehabs.
No, you're talking about the charity.
Yeah, it was it wasn't a line of rehabs.
No. I wasn't starting a line of rehabs. No.
I thought you owned a bunch of rehab. Oh no, but that's how. Okay, the rehab thing originally. Yeah. But then what? You started like a telephone interactive version of it.
Sort of. So basically, a lot of people don't know that there is help if they're struggling with drug addiction, alcoholism, mental health, and eating disorders. They don't know that there's help.
Okay.
So I put together a foundation. The actual story is, so I used to own rehabs. And, you know, I'm 10 years sober now. And so hanging around all the rappers and so on and so forth, everybody's on drugs. So everybody reaches out to me like, yo, can you help get me sober? Can you get, can you get my artist sober? Stuff like this. But I don't own rehabs anymore. So I'd call my buddy who still owned them. I was like, yo, can you just scholarship so-and-so for me? And it was 2 guys that own this company. And they said yes every time. Like, never question, nothing. They go, if a friend of yours needs help, like, we just want to save lives. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
But it costs like $80,000 a month to put these guys in, you know?
Yeah, why would they give that service away? Like, what the
They were just doing it. I asked, and they never said no.
Okay.
So one time, there's a particularly well-known rapper that had asked me. This wasn't even his first time asking me. I'm going to rehab, right? He goes, yo, can you put me in rehab today? Like, I need it today. I hit up my guys. They said, yeah, no problem. And they said to me, do you think he'll give us a shout out? We can maybe for the first time. We've been doing this for like 1.5 years at the point. He goes, for the first time, maybe we'll recoup some business. I said, yeah, he'll do it, but I think it's going to fall on deaf ears. Like, his audience is looking to do more drugs. They're not looking for a solution. So I said, you're going to hold him for 30 days in rehab. Give me 30 days to figure out a way to actually get the message to those who need help. And that's when we came up with the idea for the charity. So people can just promote this idea that there's a charity that anywhere in America you live, if you're struggling with drug addiction, alcoholism, mental health, like depression, anxiety, or an eating disorder, totally for free, that will source and find you treatment near you.
And so what is the state of this? Is this still a priority for you?
I handed it off to a group, and I'm honestly like not super involved anymore, to be realistic.
Handed it off, like sold it, or like you still own it and they're just running
there's
it?
No money to be made. It only costs me money.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no profit to be made. This was just to help people.
I thought it was like a business.
Nah. Oh. I lose money on it.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So what do you have going on business wise before we jump into some current events? Like what's the main focus of your time and energy at this point?
The main focus of my time and energy is I've been doing a lot of movies and TV, both acting and like producing. I want to say also writing, but that'd be like a big embellishment. I like helped participate in the writing of one movie treatment that I'm involved in. That's like the extent of the writing.
So what,
part.
you like post it up in a room while they're like going over stuff or whatever?
Basically, yeah.
I just found a sock in my pocket of my shirt.
Whose sock?
Mine. It's kind of.
You walk around with socks in your pocket?
I mean, it's an accident. I don't know. Maybe I wore this before. Maybe this went through the laundry. And as nobody ever noticed that there was a sock.
It's clean.
Honestly, these are, you got like old socks, you start throwing them away. It's like one of those socks. It's been like pushed out of my rotation. Anyway,
I've been acting a bunch and helping create.
What movies have you acted in, or like how are you finding
the most recent movie that I acted in is called When It Rains in LA. It's on Apple TV and I think Amazon Prime. It was in theaters. It's actually a terrible movie. Don't even waste your time.
Are you serious? I feel like not supposed to say that.
I mean, who's gonna stop me? You know,
I don't know. I mean, I could fuck up your future in the movie.
It's not my fault that the plot of the movie and the other acting was bad. That's not my fault. My acting was great. Watch the movie. Go ahead, watch it. It's called When It Rains in LA.
I really probably won't because I don't really even like good movies or movies that come like well recommended a lot of times. I just really don't care. But knowing that you say the movie sucks, that really makes it sound like it really sucks.
Yeah, it was not good. You know, the big name actor in it was, hold on a second. There's a woman, big famous A-list actress. Her daughter also A-list. Her daughter is in American Horror Story. What's their name? Shucks, I forget. Not Sandra Bullock. It's I forget. But anyway, her brother, who's like, let me look it up real fast. I'll tell you the big name of this movie.
Okay, yeah.
Not that it's super interesting, but
I feel like my girl has mentioned American Horror Story to me a few times, and I have no idea what that is.
You've never seen American Horror Story?
I haven't even heard of it. I heard of it, but I don't know what it is at all. I almost feel like I've done this on this podcast before.
Julia Roberts.
I do know of from Pretty Woman.
And her daughter, I just forget her name also.
It's like a horror TV show or something.
No, it's good. It's good.
It's like horror.
It's like horror thriller. It's like creepy. It's cool.
Why are we talking about it again?
So Julia Roberts' daughter
was in this movie that you did.
What's her name? Hold on a second. Julia Roberts' daughter. Am I dumb?
Probably something Roberts.
Yeah, I can't find it. Anyway, no, her brother, who's a actor, he was like.
What if Julia Roberts doesn't even have a daughter? Julia Roberts.
Or her niece, Eric Roberts. So here's the cast of the movie. This is the big name that was in the movie, Eric Roberts. Okay. Here's the movie itself. There I am. I'm the first actor on the.
You don't have an image on your IMDb yet.
Nah.
We gotta work on that.
Yeah, I know. I'm slacking.
Yeah,
I'm slacking.
Okay, but so are you like real focused on the movie thing, or is that just like a one-off type?
No. I've done a bunch of stuff.
What do they do with the face tattoos?
I've been kind of, I for 7 years ago I started removing them.
Okay, yeah.
I low-key kind of chill on it now.
You fell back.
Yeah.
Removing them.
It's painful. It's a long process. The healing sucks, and I just kind of don't care.
How do you decide which ones you're gonna focus on getting rid of, rather like?
We just were focusing on my whole face.
Okay.
But my eyelids, we did the least amount of sessions on.
Okay.
I forget. I did 3 sessions on my eyelids.
But so you left real G on your chin.
We're gonna remove it
Okay.
in theory if I continue the removal process.
Why aren't you like gung ho on it? Is it because it's just painful?
Painful. Healing sucks. It's like a whole ordeal. Yeah, it's painful.
I got a lot of stuff removed back in the day.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you get removed?
Nobody even knows because like the sleeve I have on my right arm, I had a version of it on my other arm, and it's like the guy who was doing it moved, and I had like a year to think about it and realized that I did not want to finish that tattoo because it sucked. So that was kind of, luckily I got my wits about me and got it lasered off.
The whole sleeve?
Yeah, I was just an outline at the time.
Hurts, right?
Yeah, it hurt, but it wasn't that bad. They like, they put the numbing cream on your whole arm and then they just sort of zap it. That wasn't that bad.
I didn't do the numbing cream for any of my removal.
Why? Just so hardcore?
No, I didn't even think about it. No one offered. I never thought about it.
This is like almost 20 years ago and they didn't even ask. They just did it. They put Novocaine all over my skin. Yeah.
No, I don't. Lidocaine. I think Novocaine's injected.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah.
But no, I don't know. When I go, I just like pull up in the back. They open the door. They walk me right into the thing. I sit down. They go, which parts do you want to touch? And I go, everything on my face. And they just start zapping.
Yeah.
You want my guess why Real G hasn't been touched? Or maybe it has like 1 or 2 times. It's because I probably sometimes have a beard. And it's so painful starting at the forehead where most of the tattoos are.
Really?
That by the time we're here, they're like, it's not that important. It's a little bit covered by a beard.
I mean, it didn't feel great having it done on my arm. I can imagine the face is probably a lot worse.
I've done some removal here. This is how we did some removal, but it's so minor.
But are you going to hit the rest of your body or no?
It's not realistic, man.
Yeah.
My whole head down to my toes is tattooed.
MGK did his whole body black.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. I got some friends that did that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was like a trend for a while. A lot of people were doing that.
Yeah. I did a black arm here. I did this arm 10 years ago black.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it myself.
Does it feel weird in the sun or anything? No.
Nah.
Okay. Okay, so there's been like a lot of like gambling and cheating conspiracies, charges, etc. going around. I personally, as a person who plays poker, over the years had a lot of people invite me to private games. Never really took part in it. There's like 1 or 2 games I can think of over the years that I pulled up to and maybe played for a couple hours, but for the most part, I'm just kind of focused on podcasting and I like playing online, so I don't really like go playing these games that often. And definitely had people tell me a bunch of times like, yo, not specifically that this game is cheated, but
but there's cheating.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
I've been saying from day one since I hit the internet. You're the first interview. The first interview I did with you was the first interview I ever did in my life. And even dating to that interview, I talked about how I won all this money, and you go, how? Then I go, well, they cheated, and I figured out how they cheated, and I use the phrase reverse engineered, right? I don't know if I would if I can go back and redo it, I probably would use a different term.
But playing where?
In casinos.
So you figure, but you're not talking about poker, you're talking about other stuff.
Right, but it applies equally. And now with the NBA scandal, all these casino insiders had to come out and speak on the cheating. And they were all asked the same question. Do the casinos have this technology and can they utilize it against their patrons? And they have to say it's on live news, and they go, yes, casinos have this technology and can use it on their patrons.
Because
it's the same technology.
But are we talking about the shuffler?
As one of the examples, right?
Okay.
Which I've been posting about and talking about since my first day ever on the internet, even my first interview ever, which was with you.
Right. So there's a lot of different people there's a lot of different versions of this whole cheating scandal. And what a lot of people don't seem to understand is that one of the primary things is the idea that you could take the shuffler. Every poker table, I guess like every like blackjack table, etc., they have the shuffler. And the shuffler's job, you take the deck of cards, you put it into the shuffler, and then it shuffles the cards for you, and then it gives it back to the dealer. They distribute the cards. And basically, it's as simple as, in some cases, just taking a USB drive and sticking it into the shuffler. And that could basically override the randomized shuffle. And it could basically take the deck, put it into a specific order that if I, as the dealer, were to distribute these cards amongst you, you would always have the winning hand, or you could even have it so that it, had like a very specific outcome in terms of cards come out, etc.
It's not a card shuffler. It's a card organizer.
Well, but the ideal is typically 99% of the time is that it's being used to just shuffle the cards randomly,
but
right?
It's not.
But it usually is.
Not in a casino.
What are you saying?
That they're always set up for the player's failure. You notice the shirt?
The Kanye of gambling. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It's you and Kanye combined.
Now, you probably can't tell which one is which, but this side is actually me and this side's Kanye.
Oh, I did actually know that. Why? In what way are you the Kanye of gambling?
I feel like Kanye gets a bad rap a lot of times. I feel like people think he's losing his mind, and they go, oh, he's lying about something. He should be 5150'd. What he's saying is out of control, whatever.
Okay.
But it turns out everything he's ever said always had a purpose and was always correct. He was just always ahead of his time, and he was misunderstood.
What about the Hail Hitler song?
Listen, I definitely disagree with it, but he's black.
But how is he correct to hail Hitler? I feel like we should really try to normalize not hailing Hitler.
We should definitely normalize not hailing Hitler, right?
Yeah.
But he's black. Nazis killed an enormous amount of black people too. You can't be black and a Nazi. It's
Not
impossible.
really.
Yeah. What do you mean not really?
You think there's a lot of black people in Nazi Germany?
They went all over the world. They're trying to take over the world, the Nazis.
Yeah, but they didn't make it too far in Africa, you know?
Look up the stats, how many black people the Nazis killed.
That's a good question.
You can't be black and a Nazi. It's impossible. The Nazis hated anything that was not white.
But his whole thing was like, oh, I'm a black guy. I'm going to wear a swastika. I'm going to call myself a black skinhead, etc.
It can't be. Skinheads also hate black people. So right away, you know, like there's something else happening.
I know,
here.
but that's like an example of how he was wrong about something,
but
right?
Hold on, but you can't look at it and be like, oh, he really believes that at face value, that he is a black skinhead. It's impossible. So you would have to say to yourself, there's something else he's trying to express to us. This is how he's expressing it. We're just not understanding it yet.
So most historians conclude that at most Germany might have been responsible for killing like a couple thousand black people.
Only a couple thousand?
Well, I mean, compared to 6 million Jews.
You think killing a couple thousand black people is not a big deal?
Well, it's like a rounding error in comparison to like 6 million Jews.
Sure, the Jews got it worse. There's no question.
Right.
Of course.
I don't even think that like Hitler probably ever even spoke about black people damn near because it was such a irrelevant topic for.
They accidentally killed a few thousand black people.
I mean,
they murdered a few thousand black people. Skinheads. Let's talk about modern skinheads. Are they pro or anti people of color?
I think anti is pretty much their whole thing.
Right. So how can you be a black skinhead? How can Kanye say that? He obviously doesn't mean he's a black skinhead.
I mean, I think that like, if anything, he was kind of trying to incorporate some of the, because, you know, being a skinhead is not inherently racist. The original,
I think it is. I think it is.
No. The original skinheads, no.
If you shave your head and run around going, I'm a skinhead.
Right.
I think it's fair that everyone goes, you're a racist.
So do you know what ska stands for?
Like ska music?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Skinhead reggae. The original skinhead wave was inherently anti-racist, anti-political. It was like skinheads were basically like white working class dudes and then like reggae dudes. A lot of the original ska bands had black guys in it, even though they were skinhead groups. And that's why there has been so many black skinheads throughout like the history of punk and ska music and shit.
Black skinheads? Like from a musical standpoint or like a core belief system?
It's just like there's skinheadism is not like a inherently racialized subculture. But if it got twisted into that over the years.
If it's the middle class working white man that likes reggae music,
it's just working class middle class people.
Working middle class people who like reggae music.
Well, inherently, early on, reggae was kind of the thing. Over time, went into punk more so,
and then turned into a racist movement.
I think, yeah, at a certain point, like almost any apolitical white movement is going to probably get hijacked by either the right or the left. So, yeah, they got kind of twisted into like the sort of default clothing style of a certain era of racism. But I think that's why like you don't really see like racist skinheads these days in America. It's like it's incredibly fringe.
It's frowned upon.
Not frowned upon. It's just like, when you think about racists in America, you think about guys who look like Richard Spencer. You think about guys who look like the Proud Boys. You don't think about skinheads. It's just kind of like archaic to even think that like skinheads are like the, you know, maybe in prison, but
so
on the streets it's pretty rare.
So when Kanye says he's a black skinhead, are you trying to tell me that you believe what he's referring to is the type of music he likes and that he's a working middle class man?
No, I think he's probably like completely oblivious to the existence of skinhead music or ska music or whatever. I think if anything,
then you're thinking he's talking about pure racism.
Oh, I think he's going more with like the fashion side of things, like the original like Onyx. Remember the first Onyx album?
No, I don't remember.
For real? They were kind of always, when I think of black skinheads, I think of Onyx. Like they were wearing all these sort of like simple clothes, and they're sort of like wearing like big black boots and
so
shit.
So you think when Kanye says he's a black skinhead, he's talking about his fashion style and totally not even. He's totally ignorant to the fact that it's also racist.
I mean, I think it's also like the reason why Kanye was wearing the swastika was like, does anyone think that Kanye is actually like really familiar with like the talking points of Nazi Germany? Like probably not. It's probably just he thought it looked cool. And I would say the same exact thing with the skinhead thing. He thinks it looks cool. He doesn't know anything about what
I disagree.
That
I think he can clearly say to himself that being a skinhead and wearing swastikas is racist.
I think he just thought it looked cool.
Nah. You think he just saw that symbol and he goes, "Whoa, that's a dope logo. I'm going to use that"?
I mean, what did Kanye say when pressed about what the swastika meant to him?
I didn't see. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there was any kind of coherent ideology there.
I think for sure, just like everything else, he was just misunderstood and ahead of his time and trying to say something else, even though it came out a certain way. Like, for example,
but Kanye is a fashion guy. He's not a politics guy.
100%.
Anytime he talks about politics, it's pretty obvious. He doesn't know what
But I think he's a genius in a lot of ways. He claimed that Adidas froze his bank accounts. Mm-hmm. And the whole world said, "You're a liar. They can't do that. You're wrong. You're losing your mind. You should go to the mental hospital." 2 years later, when the lawsuit went public, he was right the whole time.
Did Adidas freeze Kanye's bank account? I've never heard that.
It was a huge thing. He got into litigation and his assets were frozen.
Okay, yes, but with important nuances. Here's a breakdown. Adidas got a court order to freeze money belonging to his brand. Yeah. In 2022, shortly after Adidas cut ties following a controversy, Adidas filed a court motion seeking to freeze about $75 million in bank accounts belonging to him. A judge granted that attachment/freeze, meaning Kanye's side didn't have a chance to respond before it took effect. No, it took effect, but the freeze was later overturned and vacated. So basically, it's because he owed them money.
It doesn't say because he owed him money, but nonetheless.
Why else would they have any kind of entitlement to his $75 million?
Well, there's a lot of reasons why, but besides that, the point is he went out there and he goes, "Adidas froze my bank accounts," and the whole world said, "You're a liar. You're wrong. You've meant to own this. Can't be. They can't do that."
Well, he was like misrepresenting why they would do so, right? But I think he was trying to present it like it was this Jewish conspiracy.
This was, I think, before,
or at least like a global elite conspiracy. Yeah, no, because they broke ties with him because he was saying offensive stuff about Jewish people primarily. They didn't really care when he was talking about black people.
Nonetheless, so when you just sit down and break it down, it all makes sense, right? They froze my bank accounts. The real way to phrase that is, we had litigation. There was a breach of contract. We're going to litigation. Some of my assets are held for now, right? But nonetheless, what he said is still technically true. But the way he said it,
but he was presenting it to make himself seem like a victim, even though in reality he was kind of the villain in that story.
The way he was saying it was perceived to its not full accuracy. But nonetheless,
people didn't believe it because he was kind of misrepresenting it.
Sure. So in a lot of ways, I feel like he says a lot of things that are true. They're being misconceived or misrepresented. People are calling him a liar and a wrong, but almost every time it's came out to be like correct. Once you just like really look at it.
I think he was being pretty disingenuous with how he laid that narrative out there.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I just think you're giving him way too much credit, as if he's some kind of visionary. When in reality, right now, what is he doing? He's walking back everything he said over the last couple of years about the Jews and all this racist. You know?
Yeah, 100%. He's meeting with rabbis.
So saying he's never wrong when he's out here doing an apology tour is pretty.
If I use the word never, I shouldn't have used such a finite term. I shouldn't use such a permanent word. I was really making wearing the shirt as a joke that everything I've said, I was told I was a liar. I was wrong. There's no way casinos cheat. They can't cheat. They wouldn't cheat even if they could. The regulations would come down, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But as we watch this video, you're going to find out every single thing I said was right the whole time.
Let's check this out. You want to press play on it?
New details of federal investigations into illegal gambling and betting scandals send shockwaves through the NBA. The FBI arrested 34 people in connection to 2 separate cases, including Portland Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups, who appeared in court yesterday. So one of the cases involves allegations of rigged, high-stakes poker games.
They don't have to cheat to win. Most just do because they're greedy.
Explain that.
It's all
prosecutors allege the operation involves 4 of New York's most notorious organized crime families.
When I was like 11 and 12, my community is made up of all either wealthy Jews or Italian mobsters, right? So I spent a lot of time around these families.
And use celebrities to lure victims known as Fish. I want to bring in Sal Piacente, president of Universal Game Protection Development. Also, I want to say that you're also known as casino consultant and cheating expert. You know a lot about people rigging poker games. Prosecutors say these poker games involve sophisticated technology. Let's start first things first. The glasses. How would someone use a pair of glasses to cheat?
I don't know about all that.
You look at a deck
Can we
of cards
skip
like
ahead?
this, for example. You look at a deck like this,
I mean,
and
but this is
honestly,
just, everybody knows
you
about
could
this.
look at this deck as
Then how's everyone going to tell me that I was
that's
wrong
a
the whole
10
time?
value.
Well, here
That's
he's
a
talking
7,
about
that's
the
a 2.
glasses, so you can see cards.
Yeah, but everybody knows about this. Yeah.
With
Then
these
how come when I've been saying it
glasses,
for all
you
these
can
years?
see the marks on the cards.
Everybody knows about it. Then how come when I've been saying it for all these years, I get all this pushback?
When did you ever talk about that?
You're going to see, because I have it timestamped.
Okay. I never heard, but I've heard about that for years and years and years.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
But, okay, so do you want us to keep playing it? Or-
I want to show this whole video, really, but because that has every timestamp.
I'm just saying we got to skip this guy explaining how you can wear glasses to see invisible ink on the back of
Go to like
cards.
a
That's just boring.
2 minute first. I want to just show my timestamps. Keep going. You'll see it'll be on the
I
right
got
side
you.
of the screen when I pop
You know, I get it. Like, I don't think
showing
there's
the
anybody in the
glasses.
world
2000,
that
yeah.
hasn't gotten their heart broken or like cried in the shower thinking about how if they died, she wouldn't even care.
2022.
But like, you just have to
you can go to the
think
next one.
one day the earth is gonna implode on itself and nothing's gonna matter.
It's out the decks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pulls up. You put one in, and then other one pops out. You pull the cards out and deal whatever.
Yeah.
I know the guy who helped create the technology in there that puts all the cards back in correct order. So the shuffle machine has laser eyes. It's called eyes, right? They have eyes on there that's reading every card, and the shuffling machine, you think it's shuffling randomly. It's not. It's putting all those cards in a certain position.
What?
It's a fact. At the end of the night, they can, if they want, they can take that machine off, put all 6 decks in, and rearrange them from ace through deuce in every suit, all 6 decks. If the machine can unshuffle every single one, then it can also shuffle it however it wants.
Now the cheaters found a way of putting that camera into the
machine. All my
machine,
timestamps if you want.
and since it knows what's being dealt,
This is like 2022 also, this one or something.
Well, what? So you're saying that they can use the shuffler to get a specific distribution of cards? Like,
100%.
How
That's
can
right.
you
yeah, we
do
already know
this
that.
by a
I've been
phone?
saying all this for all these years, and everyone's giving me pushback that
who
I'm
gave
wrong.
you pushback?
Come on, bro. On the internet. What do you mean everybody? Every comment section of everything.
I don't know of anybody who ever said that.
100%.
But why would anybody doubt that you could use a card shuffler? Like, even before this federal indictment came out, there was a Wired video that they put out that broke down the exact same thing. The only thing that I was kind of surprised by was how easy it was to just jam a USB thing in the side of it, and that was kind of surprising to me. But nobody should have been doubting that they could control a shuffle or that people could put invisible ink on the back of cards.
Yeah.
That's like
I agree with
pretty
you.
obvious. Yeah.
So when I came, even starting our very first podcast we did, which again was the first interview I've ever gave in my life, even dating to that, I was talking about all of this stuff. Look, 2022 is not that timestamp, for example. All
I
this
just
stuff,
don't even think it was like rare information at that time.
I agreed. That's how I felt.
Right.
And so I'm putting this information
So you're
out
just
there.
arguing with the comment section right now?
Basically, not in a way, yeah.
Right. I mean, my thing, the claim that you're making that I have a hard time with is the idea that this is happening to any significant extent in casinos. I've never
Why
heard that
would it?
said.
And he talks about it. She asked him
What?
right, on live news on CBS. She goes, "Do the casinos do this?" He says, "Yes," multiple times.
Where's the proof of that?
Where's the proof of what? He's saying it. He works for the casino.
He works at the casino right now, and he's saying that the casinos
Yes,
do that?
I'm telling you, just
I
watch
didn't
it,
hear
bro.
that.
I sent it to you a few days ago for you to watch it.
Okay. But I mean, where's the evidence of that?
I don't know. Well, I'm not going in there and ripping out their stuff off their tables and taking it home with me.
Right. But
Well,
I mean,
I know it's a fact. I know because that's how I won.
but how do you know it's a fact if you don't have any proof?
I know that it's how I won. I knew that it was the guy who invented the eyes that can organize the cards in the shuffler is a guy I grew up with generationally. I'd known for way before the gambling. I knew that this was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a neighborhood of guys that were there with Bugsy Siegel and Meyer Lansky, the generations, the families. I grew up with all the families.
Okay.
In my area, it was like common knowledge. We all knew about this stuff. We talk about it all the time growing up as kids.
But we're talking about technology that didn't exist when you were a kid.
Of course it did. What do you mean?
The shuffler machines?
100%.
With the
How
were
old
like
do you think I am?
40?
Nah, I'm definitely younger than 40.
Oh.
But let's pretend I am 40.
Okay.
You don't think, we'll call it 30 years ago? You think 30 years ago they didn't have shuffle machines? That they were hand shuffling?
I don't know. When did they bring out shuffle machines? Okay,
course.
the idea that there would be that they would be digital and that you could like stick a USB drive in the side. That to me is the
Maybe
like,
it wasn't
obviously
a
a
USB.
random shuffler machine. That's easy to imagine.
You don't think if they have the ability to do this in a poker, let's talk about today.
But there's a big
difference.
difference between saying they have the ability to do this or some private game did this and saying this is happening at scale.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It's happening at scale.
But what
in all
evidence
the
do you have of
casinos.
that? Because I haven't heard anybody say that. I've read all the articles about all this like cheating scandal and everything. And they're
Sure.
specifically talking about a series of corrupt private games, which is way different than saying that official casinos do it.
Let's just humor me for a second in a hypothetical. Using the same equipment in a private game and in a casino, the private game has the ability and is actively cheating, as we now know. It's a fact.
Well,
This-
some.
Some. Yeah, some. Same technologies in a casino, which means they also have the same ability, right? That's simple math, right?
That what?
The technology they use in private games that these cheating games used to cheat. The same technology is in the casino, which means that they would also have the same ability to cheat.
Right, but having the ability to do it is different than actually being able to say that they are doing it.
And I'm saying they are doing it. It's how I won. What do you think? I'm just the luckiest guy in the world and I just won all this money by accident?
But you said that you had figured out a way to cheat at Baccarat.
All the games, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
No, I didn't cheat. Just for the record, I didn't cheat.
but how are you saying that you won?
They're cheating. Here's just one example of evidence from the news directly. It's public knowledge now of how they're
Well,
cheating.
he's showing how it could be done, but he's not proving
They're
that the
saying it could
casinos
be
are
done.
doing it.
Okay, they're saying how it could be done,
Mhm.
right? It could be done. I'm saying, yeah, it could, and it is. And my proof is that I've made all this money, and that's how I did it. I'm not unless you think I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Every single time I go to a casino, then what's the alternative?
I don't know. I mean, I don't even know that you've won a lot of money from casinos.
You don't think I've won a lot?
I don't know.
I'll show you right now. I'll show you my tax statements.
Right. I mean,
I'll show you right
those
now.
could be fake too, though, right? I mean,
No, give me your phone. Let's log in on your phone.
to what?
We're gonna log into every casino. I'm gonna log into my account on every casino, and you're gonna see my tax
I
records.
thought you were banned from all these casinos.
Yeah, but it tells my historic tax records, my win losses.
Okay.
We'll do it on your phone right now.
Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
You want me to do it on my phone?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, all I'm saying is that in order to say that the casinos are over everybody using the automatic shuffler and that they're controlling the distribution of cards for everybody across all games,
Yeah.
that's a huge accusation. And
Yes.
as far as I know, you're the first person who's ever made this accusation.
Yeah, more or less.
And is this the first time you ever said that?
No, I've been saying it this whole time. I'm getting pushback.
Well, my recollection of the first interview that I ever did was that you were saying that you had made all this money playing Baccarat, but that you didn't want to reveal what your strategy was.
Yeah, and I'm still not going to reveal exactly how I did it, but basically, I figured out that they were cheating. I figured out that for example, the shuffle machine was not shuffling, but they were organizing the cards. I figured that out, and so I used that to my advantage. That piece of information.
What advantage would the casino have to control the distribution of cards?
That I would lose. What do you mean?
But,
Let's say-
but they already know you're going to lose because they have the edge.
so these private games that we know confirmed are cheating.
And also, like, players go on crazy runs where they win huge amounts of money. Like, you're telling me that the casino's controlling the distribution of cards to do that, to allow some people to win millions of dollars, but then to fuck over other players? Like,
Sure.
how would that work?
100%. 100%.
Why wouldn't they just let the edge operate as...
So that's what I would think. But they're greedy. For example, when Resorts World opened, it was the most expensive casino in the world. I forget the exact number, 6.2 billion or 4.2 billion, whatever it was, most expensive in the world. They were supposed to open on a date. That date was pushed back because of COVID. Matter of fact, the original group that built that building was the Boyd family. Good friends of mine. Maybe you ran into them. They're all around Vegas. They're great guys. The Boyd family, who owns more casinos in America than any other company in the world, they built Resorts World. They ran out of money. The board had to make a decision to sell. This was during COVID. So another company came in and bought it. Most expensive casino purchase in casino history. Before they can open, the governor pushed back the open date from COVID another 9 months. So the most expensive purchase, and then they've compiling debt for another 9 months without making a single dollar in revenue. When that casino opened, they were desperate to make the money back. Why would they not want to increase their odds of getting money back as soon as possible?
But just saying that they would have an incentive to make money.
They have an incentive. They have the ability. The only thing left is just saying yes.
But also, like, there's probably a lot of regulation that's going on a consistent basis with the state and the gaming commission, right?
Not really. If there's no casino, there's no gaming commission. It's job security. It's the police policing the police.
Right. I just can't help but feel like you're laying out why they would want to do it. You're laying out how they could do it, but you're not in any way showing that they did do it.
How do you want me to show that they did do it? How about this? All these videos that I'm posting are showing how they're doing it. Bro, I sent you this video, dog. You just got to watch it.
But we are watching it. I don't think it really proves anything.
Hold on, before you keep playing it, I have a couple questions.
Sure.
So you're questioning if I even won, right? At all?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Do you think that since that's been my consistent story for all these years, that one person would come out and be able to prove that it's not true?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really I haven't looked for anyone being detractors. Also, like, I mean, I would assume most gamblers probably like work alone, right?
But you would think that...
Who would even know?
A lot of people would know. For example, a guy that used to work at a casino or a casino, because I'm accusing these huge accusations.
But wouldn't those
casinos.
same people come out to expose the casinos for running this cheating scam?
Let's say the casinos right now, executives that I'm making these huge accusations on, wouldn't they say, let's just shut this kid up already? Let's just take his information or somehow get it out there that he's not a winner. You don't think that would happen one time in all these years of me making all these big accusations against them?
Why would they want, like, they actually want people to believe that they could win?
Do you think that a single...
Why would you saying that you won a lot, like, why would that even catch their attention? Like, who cares?
Well, I mean, it's because it's not that I'm saying that I'm winning a lot. I'm saying that they're cheating. It's that I'm saying that they're cheating. You don't think that?
But you never really said that before.
I've always said it.
I feel like you said that you were cheating. If anything,
I've never said I cheated.
I never got the idea that you were saying.
Why would I go on camera and say I was cheating? What? What do you think? I'm retarded?
Well, you were saying you were winning one way or another, and I would assume that you were in some way, getting an advantage.
No, I wasn't cheating. I never cheated. If I was cheating, I'd go to prison.
So how do you go into the casino and, like, they are controlling the distribution of cards? How are you able to take advantage of that?
There's a lot of ways. I'm not going to share that on the air, but there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways, and it applies differently in each game.
Has anyone ever got caught doing it?
Probably. I mean, it's not caught like winning.
Taking advantage of the apparently unfair shuffle machine.
I guess. I mean, I guess, yeah.
I just feel like anybody who gets caught cheating like that,
it's not cheating.
Or anybody who gets caught in any way taking advantage of the casino's generosity, the business that they've established.
Yeah, and people get banned all the time. They get trespassed all the time. They get restricted.
But wouldn't the information about that travel to the surface at some point? That sounds like the kind of thing that somebody would make a YouTube video about and it would get millions of views.
That the casino's cheating?
That they are controlling the distribution of cards all the time.
I would argue...
Because I've just never heard anybody ever say that before.
So I would argue that what you're saying is correct, that somebody would make a YouTube and make millions of views. And what I'm saying is that I'm the one that keeps doing it. I don't have a YouTube channel. So I come on platforms like this to talk about how they're cheating. And I'm one of the most viewed guests in podcast history, everywhere, right? For all these years. Every clip of me is me talking about it, the casinos cheat. I'm what you're describing. Yes. If that was happening, somebody, me, would go on YouTube, which I am, to talk about this. I am, and get millions of views. I do. You're 100% correct. And in all these years of me making the allegations of how much money I've won, how I've won, that the casinos are cheating, never once, ever has a single person, even an old friend of mine who's mad at me nowadays because we're not friends, not once ever could anybody ever step forward and prove that none of this is true. Not even once. Not even once. How about this? Spencer Cornelia. He made a video. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Made a video. Before he and I ever met. I actually never knew who he was at the time. Makes this video. Oh, matter of fact. Right. So he makes this video.
I interviewed him, yeah.
You're the one who connected me to him.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot. He made this video trying to expose me. No problem. I actually thought he did an excellent job based on the information he had. I thought he did an excellent job. He was impartial. He was not biased. He was like, here's the facts I have. This is my opinion based on those facts. I thought he did a great video. I hit you up that same day. I said, can you connect me to him? You said, yeah. You made a chat. I said, Spencer, I'm in Vegas. I saw this video. I thought it was a great video. No hostility. I would like all the things that you said you're uninformed on. I'm happy to give you whatever you need to get informed upon those. The only thing I ask is at the end of it, you make a video either confirming I'm a fraud or apologizing and confirming that I'm not a fraud. He goes, that's fair. Let's do it. The very next day, he met up with me in Vegas and we shot another video. I gave him anything he wanted and even more than he wanted. I gave him my full phone unlocked. I gave him access to everything. It's all on camera. Go watch it.
No, I remember, yeah.
The second video I did with him. At the end of the video, he goes, I was wrong. Mickey's legit. I don't know what more I can do. Nobody, not once, has been able to disprove anything I've ever said. But I continuously, all the way dating back all these years, I've continually to show evidence. I went on Money Buys Happiness, one of the Nelk Boys pods. They said, can we log in and watch you look at all your tax statements? I said, sure. They put the camera over my shoulder and using Face ID and everything, I checked 100% of my statements. Go watch the interview right now.
I'm not interested in questioning whether you have made money through gambling. I'm totally okay with that idea. It's whatever. Like I'm kind of agnostic on, if you were able to consistently beat the casinos or whatever. All I'm saying is that the accusation that casinos at scale are manipulating the shuffle machine to customers over is such a gigantic accusation that I just feel like it would need to be supported by some kind of evidence.
Let's say before we finish watching this video, let's say, so based on what you just said, you're saying, yeah, Mickey, yeah, I don't disbelieve that you won this money. I think it's plausible, it's possible, right? Okay, sure. And I think the way you did it, is this what you're, correct me if I'm wrong, what you're saying is, I think the way you won all this money in Vegas is you just got on a super hot streak for 3 years. You were betting big, you won big, and you got banned, which we know happens, right? Winning players get banned, and you got banned before you can give it all back. And then what you're saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is to get views and get attention and get clout, you've built this storyline that the way you won that money is by reverse engineering their cheat. So you go, everything's true except how you beat the casinos, and I guess the reason I do that is for views and attention.
I don't even know that you've made content claiming that that's how the casino is cheating you. Like I've never heard of that until today.
It's been my whole thing, my whole online career.
So I never heard that.
All right, well, here's all the videos with the timestamps.
I didn't see anything of that. Like I would like to see a clip of you saying that previously. I just have never heard you say that before.
Yeah, like off air, you just watch any podcast I'm in since our first interview. Every single interview, I talk about it.
Really?
Yeah, it's my whole thing. It's literally.
So presumably they wouldn't really be able to do it anymore, right? Like if you were airing it out.
Well, they still could, but I'm not even allowed to go in there. And something I noticed through my gambling career is that they would adjust things, right? For example, let's pretend that I'm playing blackjack. I'm going to make up a total hypothetical. I'm going to lie right now and make all this up. Let's pretend I'm playing blackjack. And normally, I always play it alone at a private table. The first 5 hands I play are single hand, and then I open it 2 hands for 5 hands, and then I go back to 1. Let's pretend, right? So for 11 hands, they will always know what my standard behavior is. They know my pattern. It's very obvious. I start for 5 hands, I bet one hand. Then for the next 5 hands, I play 2 hands in blackjack.
But so isn't that right there a good example of how improbable them controlling the shuffle would be, in that they don't know if you're going to play 2 hands. They don't know if you're going to play 1 hand, and the deck is shuffled before any of these kind of decisions are made. They don't know that necessarily like which player is going to be dealt which hands. Like so the level of complexity that it would take to pull off that scale. That just sounds insane.
You don't think that casinos are complex? You don't think the math that they use, that's 100% their business, is complex? You don't think they have the ability to pull off a complexity?
So are you telling me that
complex?
Is there an entire department in the back of the casino that's basically interacting with the shuffle machine and deciding what shuffle is going to be?
Yeah, I don't think it's so black and white, but yeah.
But you're telling me that at no point has anyone ever exposed that? Because that seems almost impossible to keep under wraps.
I don't think it's impossible. Way bigger stuff gets kept under wraps all the time. How about the Epstein files?
Yeah.
You don't think that's bigger and more complex?
I mean, no, not even close.
Are you? What do you mean?
A bunch of guys going to an island and hanging out with girls, some of whom were probably underage. I mean, it's not that complex, right? You get on a plane, you go to the island.
Can you name one person confirmed that committed an act of pedophilia on that island?
No.
That doesn't sound complex to keep that under wraps? When many people...
Jeffrey Epstein.
Sure, Jeffrey Epstein. Besides him, because the whole thing of the Epstein files is all the other names involved. Mm-hmm. But we can't get confirmation on a single other name.
Well, because we got the White House fighting to keep it private.
I'm just exactly.
But
that's
to
what
be
I'm
fair,
saying.
Joe Biden's White House had access to those files for years and years and years, and they never really felt the need to put it out there, which really kind of leads me to think that there's probably not that much out there. But the fact that Trump has been fighting desperately to keep it hidden makes me feel like maybe there is. Because if there was anything that embarrassing for Trump, why wouldn't the Biden administration have put it out?
Right. Anyway, just going to say, like, big things can get kept under wraps. Of course they can. And I don't think it's complex. Casinos have almost...
Okay, think about how many tables there are in any given casino. If there were going to be people controlling the shuffles on a consistent
Imagine
basis, it would take dozens or hundreds of different people.
I don't think it's what you think it is. This is what it is. They say to themselves, they have every piece of compiled data of every gambler's behavior long-term forever. They have like every licensed baccarat hand or blackjack hand ever played, casinos have access to. They do behavioral analytics constantly. It's like a full-time job for casinos. That's how they know what colors to use. They know how sharp to make the corners of walls.
Okay, but the idea that they're keeping track of every hand you ever played, I've never heard that before.
Why do you think they type everything in? What do you mean?
Who?
You ever played in a casino?
Yeah, but who's typing in anything?
Every single pit boss at every single table.
They're not keeping track of every individual hand you play. They don't know my VPIP.
Not every individual hand. They don't need that. They have computer systems that are way smarter than we'll ever be that can just figure it out. They have, from the cameras pointing down, the cameras are running their own complexities of what your actual every hand is. That's not hard. That is not a big deal. By the way, there's countries around the world that hire casino security to run their national security. They're very advanced. The most advanced. This is like not rocket science. This is not hard. So anyway, I play a private table. I play very large. We had a guy last time I did an interview that came on that worked casino surveillance at the Venetian. Remember that kid? Came on during our interview. He tuned in. He was in Japan. He came in on the video call at the end of our interview.
Not really. But
okay. The last interview me and you did, 2 casino staff came on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a female and a male. The male works surveillance at Venetian, where I won $15 million before getting banned. And I have a 100-year ban from Venetian for winning. He works surveillance. His job was to specifically watch me every time I entered the building. He came on in our interview. Anybody watching, go watch our last interview. You'll see this kid. His name was something with a J, I forget. Anyway, and he discussed this. He goes, my job was to watch Mikki, figure out how he knows what he knows and try to prevent it and move the stuff around. And they couldn't do any of that, and ultimately they banned me. These are all his words. He came on your show. He virtually came in and talked about it. So I play large enough where it does take a team to specifically watch me. This kid young man came on and said, yes, I was ahead of the team that watched Mikki every time he came into our doors. 100%. Okay, so now it does not take that much. Let's say there's 5, I forget how many guys he said were watching me every shift. I think he said something like 5 or so. It's not hard for 5 guys to watch me play by myself at a private table in a private room in the back. That's not hard. It's not hard for them and the computers to realize, generally speaking, I play 5 hands of one hand, and then I play 5 hands of 2 hands, and I go back to one.
But the idea that there's an army of people who are tracking everybody in the casino is what I have a hard time believing.
I don't think it's an army of people. I think,
but it would take an army if it took 5 people to monitor you.
I don't think so. I think that most.
And what would those 5 people even be doing?
He came on last.
And
time.
wouldn't the camera be able to do a large part? Like, why would you need 5 guys? I think they thought that you were cheating or doing something shady. So it's one thing for them to have all those people watching you, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So far, we're saying the same thing.
I'm just saying that operating that for the thousands and thousands of people in every casino, and then the idea that nobody would ever tell, to me, is unbelievable.
So I'm going to tell you why it does not take an army of people. This might help resolve some of the picture you're drawing. So they figured out this is not hard. You can do this in could be one project of somebody's position, is to figure out what is the general behavior of a gambler, using real data of real hands and real history of winners and losers alike. And they go, generally speaking, people are likely to behave in the following way when they're gambling. Then the casino said to themselves, it's not worth the army of people to control and monitor every player. Some guys come in with $10 to a casino. They go, we don't care. How much can he win off 10? If he loses, who cares? So they say to themselves, based on this, we're going to set a program to all our shuffle machines that generally are going to control your average gambler's likely behaviors. And if somebody does something different and they win, congratulations. It's good to have a winner sometimes. It's great marketing for us to have a winner sometimes, generally. Then a guy comes along and wins more than he should, playing bigger than he should, and gets special attention. They go, wait a second. If somebody, when we're not looking at a particular person, they're only supposed to win X% of money. But somehow this guy is winning 10X that. Something fishy's happening here. Then they say, is he playing with enough money that it's even worth considering our time to build even an army of 5 people? And for me, the answer was yes, because I am playing big enough and regularly enough, and I'm amassing enough in net profit winnings. They go, you know what? We should pay attention to what he's doing. And that's when they took 5 guys instead of just a standardized automated computer system. They took 5 real human beings and said, keep an eye on Mikki Mase every single time he steps on our door. We want to know what he's doing, how he's doing it, and why he knows what he knows. And that was that guy that came on.
Okay. I mean, I just got to take your word for it, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, go to a casino and try to beat him.
But what we're describing apparently was very commonplace in these home games. The casino thing has not been alleged, really, and as far as I know, there's not really any evidence of that. But the private game thing, that is clear that was taking place at scale, large periods
with
of
the
time.
exact same equipment that the casinos use.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if we both have a gun and you get arrested for murder, the cops can say to me, we think you might have shot somebody. And I go, I didn't shoot somebody. And they go, there's only 2 of you here. 2 of you have a gun, and there's 2 dead people. I go, it wasn't me. And they go, well, you both have the same equipment, and you both have the capability of killing somebody, and there's 2 dead people. And I go, no, it wasn't me. I don't know how he died. I don't know.
Well, obviously, they both could be or could not be cheating, independent of each other. Like the private game world and the casino world wouldn't really know what each other are doing.
Correct. But
to use your analogy, it's like, yeah, both sides could kill someone.
That's what I'm saying.
Independently.
That's what I'm saying. So my argument is that they are independently both cheating.
Right. I guess I gotta take your word for it.
The only counter to that is that I'm the luckiest man in the world every time I gamble. Maybe that's true. If that's what you want to claim.
I don't know.
Feel free if you want to.
I don't even know that you have won a huge amount of money. Like I mean. So
where'd my money come from, and how come nobody was able to disprove my winnings?
Has anyone really tried?
Has anyone tried?
Right.
People have attempted to make full YouTube careers about trying to disprove me.
Really? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, because they all fail, because they can't disprove anything. 100% of them have failed. You've never seen like an anti-Mickey Mase video?
No.
Oh, you're probably busy in life. But if you're ever bored, feel free to scour the internet. You'll find it. You'll find Reddit threads. You'll find everything.
Interesting.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen that.
Never once in all these years has someone been able to discredit me of anything.
So I'm gonna say Mikki Mase documentary. Let's see what the scene is like. King of Baccarat hustles $4 million from Las Vegas casinos. Well, you're actually like in that, so I feel like that's different. Yeah, these are all like videos you're in. I don't know.
Look up Mikki Mase fraud or something like that.
Okay. Fraud. Ooh, Mikki Mase sued by gambling rival. Who the fuck is that guy?
Sean Perry. He's an idiot.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. He buys Instagram promo from us.
Yeah.
What's your issue with him? Why is he suing you?
Well, he had allegedly raped a couple of girls.
Oh.
One of them is a good friend of mine. And so he wanted to start a beef with me that, in his words, ends in a celebrity boxing match where we make millions.
So he tried to propose this to you in advance?
In a group call with a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, and I said no. And he said, well, I'm going to keep clapping at you online until it bothers you enough that you clap back. Well, he just, he needs the attention and the clout. Because he's a scammer. He sells sports picks. He's a total scammer. So he wants my attention. I said, I'm not doing it. So it turned into this whole thing. And then he used to be a good friend of mine, like off camera. So he started taking personal shots at me. So my homegirl came and goes, I hope you win this online battle with him. He's a bad guy. I go, why do you say that? And she told me, well, he raped me. And me and her like had a whole thing about it. And I said, how are you handling the rape allegations? And that's what he sued me for saying.
You said that what, on a podcast or on social
Twitter
media?
Spaces, yeah. I said, how are you handling the rape allegations?
That was the entirety of what you said?
Yeah, you can look it up. 100%.
I feel like that's like not enough to sue somebody for.
Well, you can sue anybody for anything.
Yeah.
Which is what he's doing. He didn't just sue me. He sued me. He sued everybody else that was on the Twitter Spaces. He sued the guy who hosted the Spaces. And everyone's like, like you're just an idiot. You know?
Had that girl publicly accused him before that?
Before that, publicly, no. She wanted to go on the Spaces and confront him. That's how it all started. She said to me, "Can I go on the Spaces and confront him for the first time?"
Oh, wow.
And I asked her, by the way, there's the whole thing behind it. I said, well, how come you never went to the police? Like, da 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 da. And we can get into that another time. But she said, I want to go on the Spaces to confront him. So I told the host of the Spaces, hey, one of his alleged victims wants to confront him. And he was going to do it. And then last second, he pulled out and said, I don't want the potential legal ramifications of having her confront him on the show. He probably, the kid's mad soft, probably said something to Sean, and Sean said, well, if you let her on, I'm going to sue you. But then another dude on the Spaces said, I also know a girl you. And then that girl did go on camera with that other guy and addressed how Sean Perry her.
Really?
Which had nothing to do with me. Yeah.
So is that guy getting sued, or you're the primary person getting sued in all this?
There's a group of us being sued, including that guy. Wow. Anybody who said anything negative about him basically is being sued.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you worried about this, or you think it's going to get dismissed quickly? Or?
I have zero concern. Matter of fact, you have to serve me for it to stand.
Right.
His window to serve me is up in like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kind of challenging him right there, right? There's ways to serve you without having to like physically find you, and right?
Correct. There's a few ways, and he doesn't have the ability to serve me through any of those sources.
Wow.
The only thing he's really left with is physically confronting me to serve me, which he also doesn't have the ability to do.
But wait, so the reason why you don't like him is because he proposed doing a fake internet beef, or did you already dislike him?
We were very friendly off camera, but I always knew he was a scammer. The thing is that he never scammed me, and so we play poker together. That's how we all met in these private games. He was always like a good energy to have around. He was like so rambunctious and like he was so like retarded, honestly, that it was like entertaining to watch him. And so over time of playing with each other so much, we just kept spending time together. Then he goes, yo, I want to start social media. Can you help me? I go, sure. He goes, I'll pay you handsomely. I said, sure. So he's paying me very absurd amounts to like do a video like where I'd be in a photo with him or a video with him or content with him or whatever. Yeah, that's how it all started. But then he wants me to do a podcast with him, and in my head, I'm like, you're a scammer. I don't want to do a podcast with you. Like I was like, I don't need more money from you. I just don't want to be involved. And then it just kept going. And then he goes, well, I'm going to get you involved in my content again one way or another.
Damn. So I guess you're getting some content out of it one way or another, right? But you're not really like a YouTuber, right? So like, what do you even care?
I can care less.
Yeah. You're like short form only specifically?
Not even. I don't even like do content anymore.
You don't even do like reels and TikToks anymore?
I do trial reels. That's it. I don't even look at what I post. I just find like an old video and trial reel it. That's
wow. I think you're the first person who's mentioned trial reels on here. People don't even know.
Trial reels is it's like a not a free money glitch because there's no money, but like it's a
clout glitch.
It's like an easy hack for Instagram engagement.
But you found that it just works super good every time?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and what I do is I put the caption, I copy and paste. I'll show it's in my notepad right now. It says follow @DirtyGothBoy for more, #Mikki Mase. So no matter what the video is, I just keep putting that.
So for people who don't know, basically the trial reel feature on Instagram, the idea is that say you want to try something different, like say I wanted to do a cooking reel. My audience doesn't care about cooking, probably. So if I make a cooking reel, I can set it as a trial reel, and then they won't really show that to my followers. They'll only show it to new followers, and that gives you a chance to potentially get a ton of new followers from a percentage of the app that doesn't already engage with your content. I know people who've had insane amounts of success doing this. We've tried it on No Jumper. I think maybe we've had ones that got like 1 million views, and maybe we
need it though. You don't need it. So trial reels, they don't appear on your page.
Yeah,
and they only get shown in people's feeds
to non-followers
that do not currently follow you.
Yeah,
right. And most of mine sit around the 1K to 10K views, right?
Yeah, but then once in a while they blow up, right?
Yeah, but you don't even need that. So even if it's let's say it's a low end, 1,000, right? But I post 10 a day or whatever. 10,000 people that have never seen my content before.
Yeah.
Go, this is interesting. Let's say, I don't know, 5% of them have interest in seeing more. That's 500. So you're growing at 500 followers a day.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty legit. Okay, so recently we've seen Drake and Adin Ross getting sued for basically like promoting stake and I guess like tricking people into getting into gambling is the accusation. And obviously it's like, this has been something that's been kind of festering. Will this like offshore gambling world, this non-regulated gambling stuff come back to bite some of the people who have been the biggest promoters of it? What are your thoughts on that as somebody who, I don't think you've done a ton of online gambling through like stake and stuff, have you?
I've never gambled. I mean, I have gambled on all of them just to see what they're about. The only one I gamble on is Kyrgo.
Okay.
My opinion on Drake and Adin is it's like one state. It's like a random state, like Minnesota or something. I forget. It's like Minnesota is like suing them.
Really?
And I think, don't quote me, I think the story is there's a dude in Minnesota who lost a bunch of money probably. But whatever, it's a money grab for some dude in Minnesota. So he takes it to the lawyers. The lawyers go, well, you don't have a case, really. I mean, you gambled and you lost. You also gambled illegally, And he goes, yeah, but I did it because Drake and Adin were promoting it, So then the lawyer said, well, there's probably bigger money in it if we get it involved at a state level. So it's like the state of, I think it's Minnesota, is suing Drake and Adin and anybody. I mean, it's just a money grab for whoever started it, that dude,
Yeah, I mean, do you think that those kind of sites are trustworthy, generally speaking? Or?
Generally, no. I gamble on Kyrgo. Kyrgo.com is where I gamble. I trust it. Anytime you lose, every single day you get money back if you ever lose. I trust them fully. I do not trust mostly all of them. A lot of them run with no license.
Yeah, like all of them because they're all like offshore.
Yeah. So how are you going to trust a casino that's already illegal?
Well, how do you trust that one that you work with?
I know the owners. I know the founders. They've let me look at anything I've wanted, any time that I've wanted. And I still do to this day.
Okay. So are you able to like view what like the probabilities or?
Yeah, so it's called RTP, return to player.
Okay.
So I look at the RTP. I look at everything I want, anytime that I want, and I do.
For sure. So you don't think that it'll actually work out in regards to Drake and them getting sued?
Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. I think there's a couple things that could happen in worst case scenario. That state gets hit with a fine, which they do not care about. They just got fined, I think it was $3 billion to the state of California, and now they can't operate within California. So like they're very specific on that geolock, which like they like really don't care.
Really?
Right? Yeah, they're doing. I think it's $550 million in net revenue a month.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So to them, they're like, okay, we've been doing this for a lot of years. That sucks. So we have to write you this enormous check, and then we have to block this. But they go, what's our revenue going to do? Go down $50 million a month? Okay, we're still making $500 million in net profit.
Right.
So worst case scenario for the Adin Drake stake thing is, I'm guessing, worst case scenario, stake gets hit with a fine. Maybe Adin and Drake, which I'm sure they'll be reimbursed from stake anyway, and will maybe geolock that one state that the suit is coming from. Maybe.
It's crazy just to see the way that the gambling sponsors, the non-regulated gambling sponsors, have really like taken over the podcast space, the YouTuber space, etc. And it's come with the fact that like it's pretty much inescapable. I mean, you can't even watch, the NBA without seeing ads for online casinos and everything. You can't watch almost any podcast without seeing ads for it. And then in addition to that, you also have this like new meta that has come out where you have people like CoffeeZilla who are calling out people for taking bags from from creators who are willing to be sponsored by these casinos for misleading their audience and everything. And it does kind of feel like, this is a bubble that may pop at some point. Like these advertisers are not just going to keep dumping money into this forever.
So I have an opinion. If you notice, all the brick and mortar, first of all, Vegas revenue is down massively, and they're down year over year right now.
Yeah.
And also, all of them are going online. Their like target demographic are the people that are playing online. So all these casinos have moved to online options as well. And because of that and the lobbying and etc., they will never dismantle online gambling. I think it's the opposite. I think they will start to more openly and widely accept online gambling, but with stronger regulation.
Right.
So I think they're going to start probably trying to go after all these ones that are acting without a license and all these overseas and blah, 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 blah. while opening the doors more to the legitimate ones based in America.
Man, I feel like the fact that Vegas is hurting so bad just feels like such a sweet justice being perpetrated upon them, because they made the whole experience of going to Vegas so unbelievably expensive. And then around the same time, during that same era, gambling just became so much easier, whether you want to do it legally or illegally or in some sort of gray market area. You can do it off your phone. You don't have to wait for, just the allure of going to Vegas to get your gambling out. No, you can just gamble all the time. You don't have to go there and get gouged for all your money. I mean, it's just like, it's kind of just a beautiful thing. As much as it sucks to see people hurting in Vegas, but there just needs to be a correction. They can't just shove $35 burgers down everybody's throats and $11 bottles of water in the lobby and like that, bro. Like they deserve this big time.
I agree. I also think they're cheating everybody.
Well, yeah. That is going to be the most interesting thing for the comment section to weigh in on, I think, on this one.
Sure.
I'm really interested.
Let me ask you this. You play blackjack in a casino?
No.
Never?
Never.
Okay, I'll give you a hypothetical. People sometimes play blackjack in a casino. And they will lose 10 hands in a row. And sometimes it gets absurd. They have a 20, dealer pulls like a 7-card 21. The best that a player will get is a push. It's just like they can't win to save their lives. That could happen sometimes. 3 times in a day, very unlikely.
I mean, each individual instance is its own coin flip, essentially.
Could be. But so it's such an interesting theory. So it's like, on a large enough sample size, anything will happen, right? Like you will win, in a large enough sample size of like infinite hands, you can go a period where you win 1 million blackjack hands in a row. That could happen. If
you play blackjack forever, it will happen, as much as it's difficult to imagine,
right. So in this theory, in mathematics, you will win 1 million blackjack hands in a row. The same goes for you also lose 1 million blackjack hands in a row. What are the odds that many people that are alive today that gamble in these Vegas casinos are all in the part of that sample size where they will lose 3 different times in a day, 10 plus hands in a row, no matter what they do? Like, what are the odds that many people are in that portion of their sample size where like that's all happening? Where do we hit the sample size where in the same mathematical theory of an infinite sample size, a casino will lose every single hand dealt to every single one of its patrons? When do we hit that part of the sample size?
I mean, I think it's statistically unlikely enough that it probably, if casinos exist for another 1,000 years, that it would never happen.
But why are we in the part where everybody's losing more than they should be winning back?
Are we?
For sure. People will go and lose 10 hands in a row no matter what they do. Win 2 hands, lose another 10 in a row no matter what they do. Win 2 hands, lose 10.
I can't help but feel like, I play online primarily, and every now and then you see somebody in the chat online who says, this site is rigged. I lost aces versus kings 15 times today, etc. And it's like, realistically, as a poker player, you just kind of trust the fact that not everybody, but a large percentage of people are running tools like Poker Tracker that are essentially going to assure them that the card distribution is fair in the long run. Now, obviously, people aren't looking into the data unless they kind of spot an outlier event. And obviously, when you have had super users playing online who could see other people's cards and stuff, eventually that's usually how they get caught, is that people that just run the data and they say, hey, this person's winning 50 big blinds per 100 hands, and that's impossible, and that's how they catch people. I can't help but feel like what you're saying is basically just that same exact thing, which is that, it feels like people lose a lot, so therefore there must be something unethical going on here.
Don't forget, I'm not like a salty gambler. I won $32 million net profit. I'm a very happy, satisfied, successful gambler. My journey was a sweet, sweet victory. So I'm not like a disgruntled gambler who lost all his money and is looking to point blame somewhere. I just know how I figured out how to win. Unless I'm the luckiest man in the world, and the rest of this I'm making up despite all the evidence that's on the news and that I put out there.
But I mean, there are like I've heard poker players talk about this, is how there are people out there who think that they are amazing poker players just because for 10 years or 20 years, their variance has just been great. And then meanwhile, there's some guy out there who's amazing at poker who has had a losing year every year for the past 10 years. And probably usually those are the guys who stop. They'll just quit because it's such an unpleasant feeling and they're going to feel like, I can't win. And, you know, I feel like, look at Dan Bilzerian. Dan Bilzerian is allegedly up like hundreds of millions of dollars playing poker. I know my filmer from Plug Talk was the guy who was filming a large percentage of those games. I think a lot of people have like, you know, really kind of attested to the fact that he won that money.
Well, he played in the corporation. So it was a group of players against Andy Beal.
Okay. But either way, I'm just saying, you know, is Dan Bilzerian the greatest poker player of all time? No. But is it possible that he could have won all these many millions of dollars and never had to really deal with a crazy downswing? I mean, it's possible.
His story is based on a very small sample size. But to the first example you gave, there's bad players who for 10 years, due to variance, which means luck for anyone who doesn't know. So for 10 years, a bad poker player who was lucky won all this money and bracelets and whatever else. And an excellent poker player who was unlucky lost for 10 years. I would argue that the winner is a better player than the loser. I mean, I don't even think that's rocket science.
But what if we were to take their statistics and run them appropriately and we could see that this guy who's had 10 years of amazing wins, that he's just like actually a dog player. He just happened to run really well. I mean, like even this is kind of like a new trend. Like Coin Poker has like an online cash game championship series that they've been running. Basically like all these different tables online. There's no rake. All these players compete against each other, and then they basically award whoever wins the most money. But they actually calculate it pre all-in EV. So if we get it in and I have aces and you have kings, they're just going to basically award me 80% of the pot and you 20%, even though whatever, like, you know, it's just like, that's like I think a pretty smart way for players to be able to keep track of winnings without having to, like, you know, get as large of sample sizes. And that's the crazy thing about it, is when you look at the top players, there's guys who won 100 grand, 200 grand, and then there's guys who all in equity adjusted or whatever, they're winning, but in reality they lost 80 grand, like, just because there is so much variance in the short run.
I think that's an excellent way to go about it. I think that's really cool and really excellent, because then you're removing like getting sucked out on the river and all these bad luck things.
Right.
But 10 years is not a short sample size. If a guy's been winning for 10 years, another guy's been losing, the guy who's winning is a better player.
Not necessarily.
Come on, bro.
What?
Come on.
Even if you play live tournaments every day, you're realistically like not getting to the long run throughout the course of your life.
Sure.
In many cases.
Sure. Let's say, but let's just not say like winnings. Let's say you, for 10 years, all you played was circuit tournaments. Even if you don't cash, let's say both guys don't cash, or one guy cashes whatever, you know, more cash than the other guy after 10 years, you can still look at the positions. So the guy had one giant cash that overtook the other guy's smaller cashes, whatever. But the other guy is regular. You can look at an average position when they bust.
And that's likely to be the case. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of everybody out there, there's one guy who's really, really good that has been unbelievably unlucky. And there's going to be one guy who's unbelievably bad who's been unbelievably lucky. Like those statistic outliers will happen.
I guess, but 10 years is not a short sample size. If a guy's been winning nonstop for 10 years, another guy's been losing nonstop for 10 years, the guy who's winning is a better player.
I don't think so. Not in reality. Like, is it likely to be the case? Yes. Is it always the case? No.
I guess it can't be finite if you're talking about an indefinite sample, right? Sure.
The thing is that even if you play 100 tournaments a year, which is a lot, then like you're still like, in 10 years, you played 1,000 tournaments. Like 1,000 tournaments is not that many tournaments. You're not even close to getting to the long run. You could easily have just run really, really good during that time period. Just like I know poker players who won $10 million in a year, and then the next year they lost a couple million. Next year they lost a couple million. Next year they lost a couple million. And then they won $5 million. They won $8 million. In the long run, they're still up a couple $1 million a year, but they could still have losing years.
Whatever. If you think I won all this money from pure luck, fine. Don't matter to me. I don't get anything from this.
I'm just saying it would be possible. You know?
Yeah, anything's possible. Absolutely, it's possible. It doesn't matter to me, you know, whether I won on luck or I won because I figured out they were cheating, right? That doesn't matter. I don't get paid based on who gets more votes in this conversation. It doesn't matter to me.
How much poker are you playing at this point, and do you comfortably play in home games?
No, I basically play none, and I am not comfortable playing in most home games. I always knew they were doing this stuff.
You just don't know like who, and then you end up in the weird position of like trying to guess if the people that you're playing against seem ethical, and your ability to detect that is pretty poor for the average person.
Yeah, and not just that, but it's like who even in this scheme is involved. So now you're trying to scan and analyze and take a guess on everybody. You go, no, 100% of the people in this building seem authentic in this illegal gambling operation with prostitution and drug dealing and money laundering. For sure, everybody in this building seems ethical, and I'm sure I could trust them.
Yeah, because I mean, for myself, it's a principled thing that I would never cheat at poker. But obviously, like all these mafia dudes, like nobody knows who they are in poker. They have no real reason to want to maintain a good reputation when they're not part of poker in any way. You know, some random pit boss getting exposed on Twitter by Doug Polk is not going to do anything to this guy's career.
Yeah. And in addition to that, to an earlier point you had made, you know, none of them have to cheat. They all make huge money on the rake and tax. They don't have to cheat. Just like casinos don't have to. There is a house edge.
Right.
Both of them are guaranteed to print money. But everyone's greedy. Everybody wants more money.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
They get committed almost no crime and basically a crime not worth arrest and still clear between 50 and 100K every single day.
Yeah.
They go, no, we want more. Let's commit crime that is arrestable, indictable, and go to prison for some more money.
It almost makes me feel stupid for doing what I'm doing right now with my life. I should run a crooked poker game.
I mean, you know, to each their own. You know, I'm not going to play in it, but you know, to each their own.
I know. Wow, that would be such a dead giveaway. Adam, you know all these poker players. Why are none of them ever at your game? I don't know. They just didn't want to come. So okay, kind of like what was my last one? I had what was I gonna ask? Oh yeah, okay. Wait, what?
I was gonna say yes. I do get confused for Brad Pitt all the time, and it is a struggle for me.
Dude, Brad Pitt is going under the radar. His kids all changed their names.
Really?
Angelina Jolie don't want anything to do with them. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like a vicious abuser, and that he's just kind of managed to go under the radar because like his family wants nothing to do with him.
Really? That's a big claim. He's a vicious abuser?
I mean, there's a lot of allegations out there. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying that there's like crazy. Like when you look at the way that his family wants nothing to do with him, dude, it's nuts.
For the record, he just said, I think he's a vicious abuser.
No, I didn't say I think he is. I'm just saying that it's widely reported.
Quote. You just said it.
No, I did not. You're misquoting me, and if they're watching it, they know that you're lying.
You literally just said, I think he's a vicious abuser.
No.
Yes,
I don't think he is. I'm just saying there's a lot of... Okay. Is Brad Pitt an abuser? We're just going to rely on the AI.
Who's he abusing and how? I have no knowledge.
I guess his ex-wife and kids.
Angelina Jolie?
She hates him.
You know what? I will stand up to Brad Pitt because I can't handle Angelina getting abused, and I'll do whatever it takes to see that she feels safe and comfortable.
Okay. What's on public record? Angelina Jolie's divorce filings and later court documents contain detailed accusations about a 2016 in-flight incident and other alleged abusive behavior. The Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services investigated him at one point, but they did close the review and no charges were filed. No criminal convictions, but okay, so legally there's no criminal conviction. Factually, there are serious allegations, but yeah, I mean, you can't like say it definitively, but it's just like there are so many other people that have had allegations of this sort that have kind of had their careers destroyed as a result. And I feel like Brad Pitt, because he's a good, loyal part of the Hollywood machine, has really like been able to avoid a lot of that.
This is the first I'm hearing of any of this. I really didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like very, very well swept under the rug.
There is a counter argument that I am not going to stand on because I just don't want to stand on it. But there is technically a counter argument.
Bitches be lying. Yeah. But okay, the fact when I realized that the kids changed their names and didn't want anything to do with them, that's when I really was like, oh.
again, I'm not saying I have this stance or opinion, right? Because I don't. I do not have.
But the
this
mother
stance,
kind of controls what the kids think,
which
quite
always
often, yeah.
happens, you know. And I don't know how old the kids are. Are they even 18, or or does she change their name?
Good question. Brad and Angelina's kids' ages. I'm really counting on them knowing that I'm talking about a specific Brad and Angelina. How the f*** do they have 6 kids?
Adopted. They were adopting like foreign children.
Oh, yeah. Remember that? Yeah, they're all between 17 and 24. So they're pretty much grown-ups now.
Well, who knows? Again, the next question is, when did they change their names? Like, what year? Like, was it this year or was it 10 years ago? 10 years ago, they're all minors. But then even still, you know, you have kids and a wife.
For the record, all the names listed here end with Jolie Pitt. Did his kids change their names? This is, at this point, very, very far disconnected from what we were initially talking about here. But, okay, a lot of them have changed their names. Like maybe 3 of them.
They changed to, you know? Just Jolie.
A bunch of them are not even 18, so they wouldn't be able to change their names.
A parent could.
Yeah.
I wonder what the law on that is, though. Do both parents have to sign off, even after a divorce? Which I don't know. You think?
Well, if you're a kid, yeah, probably.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. So the minors.
I feel like a kid can't change their.
But can the mother change their name, or does both have to agree to change the minor's name?
That's a good question. I would think the kid would have to be on board with it, but
I don't know.
Hopefully, a 17-year-old kid can't just have his name changed because his mom's in a bad mood.
I bet you, assuming that the mother can do it without the father's permission, I think you can just change your 17-year-old kid's name.
It's very interesting.
I think you could.
Now I'm trying to see who's coming in the door through the little peek hole in the curtain. Sounds like whack. Okay. Mikki, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Very interested to read the comments on this one. Appreciate you. Anything you want to shout out or tell them to go check out?
No, I don't really care. You know, I'm chilling. So my Instagram is @DirtyGothBoy. Boy is BOI. I do fund all my fans gambling.
Really?
Fun fact. Yeah, we're at many millions. What I do specifically is I run exclusively sharp action through PPH accounts. So I just take everyone's bookie accounts. I put up all my own money. I run all the sharp action. Any losses already 100% my money, but on all the wins, I break everybody off on every win on their own accounts, and we're at many millions.
Nice.
Yeah, I do that, and I post on my Instagram story like every few weeks, like a link to sign up for it if you have a PPH or a private or credit bookie account.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, tap in with Mikki Mase and No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. Like, comment, and subscribe. We never even talked about the fact that I'm on this side of the table.
I'm the boss now.